We have some more information about the Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition when it comes to a new lawsuit, and gamers and the public are for this deal going through. So as we know, the FTC sued Microsoft and Xbox over the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and people are going to be waiting on seeing what comes out of this. Microsoft, Brad Smith, they've come out. They said they welcome going to court to present their side of the argument. I think they're pretty confident about their side of the argument, but we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see who is going to win in court, the FTC or Microsoft. Now, the FTC isn't the only group or people or whatever you want to call it suing Xbox and Microsoft now as a consumer group. Video gamers have come out and they are actually suing Microsoft and Xbox over this acquisition. So we have this report here from Reuters, and they say here, video gamers sue Microsoft in US court to stop Activision takeover. Microsoft Corporation was hit with on Tuesday in the US court with a private consumer lawsuit claiming the technology company's $69 billion bid to purchase Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard. And they say this will unlawfully squelch competition in the video game industry. Now, we can see the actual claim here. This is the document. This is the antitrust filing. You can see everybody involved with this case, and it's a 45-page document. I'm not going to go through it all. It's pretty boring overall. I mean, they're basically saying all the same stuff that we've already heard from Sony mainly, and just from all of these documents that have come out from these regulators. But here, it's just kind of the gist of what they are doing here. They say if Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard is allowed to proceed, the video game industry may lose substantial competition, and Microsoft may have far outsized market power with the ability to foreclose rivals, limit output, reduce consumer choice, raise prices, and further inhibit competition. So that's the main thing that everybody continuously is arguing, and I think that is the biggest fear from people who are against this deal. I mean, to be completely fair, Microsoft is $1 trillion company. This acquisition, if it does eventually go through, gives them a substantial amount of power within the gaming industry. Now, we know Microsoft has come out previously and they have said they've laid all their cards on the table of what they want to do. They don't care about trying to foreclose people. They don't care about trying to keep games off of other platforms. Their biggest thing here is to try to get a bigger foothold within the mobile gaming market. And at the same time, they fully understand from the business perspective, by taking the current games right now that they would be getting if they had Activision Blizzard and putting those on other platforms, it will be better for business. It will make them more money in the long run. They're like Minecraft games, at least particularly Call of Duty. I think a lot of people think about the gaming industry still in the sense of exclusivity. I mean, the gaming industry has definitely evolved from that. I mean, exclusivity is still important, but it's important in a different way now. It is important going forward, and it will be important going forward with the ecosystem exclusivity, the ecosystem games, the games that are in your cloud gaming subscription, the games that are in your subscription like Xbox Game Pass. People love to say Game Pass isn't sustainable, it's going to go away, it's hurting the gaming industry, yet they completely don't talk about how PlayStation Plus saw Game Pass and then expanded their subscription service in order to try to rival it, because they know they're going to have to continue to grow PlayStation Plus to be able to compete going forward. And that's going to be the exclusivity going forward. It's going to be what games are in this subscription service that, hey, may be available on multiple different platforms and multiple different devices. It's not going to be locked to a box, but they aren't going to be available on the other subscription platform. Exactly what we've seen with the TV and movie industry. So it's absurd. I mean, I don't think these consumers have any chance. I don't know. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe the FTC wins their case and these consumers have a big case, but they're probably just trying to make money right now. That's probably what they're doing. They're looking at the FTC and they're seeing, hey, well, if they're going to do it, we have a chance here to try to make a good amount of cash here, so we might as well jump in on this, but we'll see how it works out all in the end. Now, the next thing I want to talk about in regards to the Activision Blizzard acquisition is, if you remember, I think it was last month or so, maybe 2 months ago, the CMA called for the public's opinion on what they thought about this deal. And as soon as that happened, if you went on gaming Twitter, even probably on YouTube as well, or any other social media platforms, you would see groups of people trying to organize in order to make sure that they sent in letters or opinions either for or against this deal. And a lot of it was fanboy stuff. A lot of it was people just not really thinking objectively about what this deal would mean for the gaming industry. Would it actually be good for gamers, or would it be bad for gamers? It was them just being angry or happy and then sending in responses. So we have the results now, and the results are actually very positive towards Xbox, as they say about 75% of the responses were for this deal going through. So the CMA, they released a summary of the responses it received, and I'm wondering how they went through these responses. I'm sure they looked at some of them and just kind of ignored them, and then took the ones that actually like were legitimately written properly and not just fanboy stuff, and then put it all together. And it says around 75% share that the acquisition will actually be good for gamers, and they issued a statement on all the results of this. So they say here, of the 2,100 emails that we reviewed, around 3/4 were broadly in favor of the merger, and around 1/4 were broadly against the merger. No clear view was expressed for or against the merger by a small number of responses. They listed 14 views expressed in favor of the merger and 11 views expressed against it. Some who argued in favor of the deal said it would allow Microsoft to better compete with Sony and Nintendo, who are bigger players in the games industry. Others said the merger would not harm rivals because Microsoft has committed to keeping Call of Duty non-exclusive. And then a big one here, people argued, which I agree with this, is that Call of Duty going to Game Pass is pro-competitive. It lowers that entry cost and the ability to access games, and makes it easier for people to access games for all gamers. Now, on the negative side, those who oppose the deal didn't want Microsoft to become a dominance in the gaming space, as it already is in the PC operating systems. Others claimed that it could pave the way for the future acquisitions of other leading publishers like Take-Two, EA, and Ubisoft. And some said the deal could incentivize Microsoft to make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox, which still arguing that after the 10-year deals and everything that's come out at this point, I don't know what to say. You're going to think that no matter what. So this could be a positive thing for Xbox to potentially help the CMA push this deal through. We don't know. I know the CMA, from what we understand, is going to be the hardest one for the approval, and people are saying that this CMA is going to be the one that most likely doesn't approve this deal, or at least approves it with lots of concessions. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see how this all turns out. But 75% for this deal going through out of 2,100 letters that they actually read. I think it's a pretty good percentage of people that can see the positive side of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on all this stuff, the lawsuit and the CMA's response, from the opinions that they got from consumers on the Activision Blizzard acquisition. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you liked what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.